Now for a tale as old as time. There's always been a contentious relationship between dog and mailman, but kidding aside, it's causing real problems in Kansas City. KC ranked 11th in the country for dog attacks on mail carriers last year, according to numbers from the U.S. Postal Service, with 32 bites in 2023. And the impact goes well beyond a lawsuit or a medical bill. Our KMBC9 Investigates team found mail service had stopped for months in one East Side neighborhood because a dog bit a mail carrier. Neighbors have had to go to the post office to get their mail.
I've been trying to get a letter stating the issue that's been going on so I can prove that this is the reason why I haven't been getting my mail and have been denied.
The Postal Service tells us they're working with animal control officers there on some sort of solution. Elsewhere, the consequences of dog attacks have proven deadly. 2 dogs attacked and killed an Amazon delivery driver at a home in rural Ray County just in 2022. The dangers and ripple effects of this issue prompted the Postal Service to establish a National Dog Bite Awareness Week, which ends today, trying to get the word out. Mark Inglet is with the Postal Service, joins me here on Heart of the Matter. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You know, I know you probably have heard the jokes, right, about the dogs biting the mailman, but when that actually happens, that is a real problem.
You know, sadly, it is kind of a weird stereotype that it's almost a comical thing. You know, here comes the carrier and the dog's going to get him. It's not a funny thing, and we appreciate the fact, you know, people have pets for ownership, they have companions and their protection, things like that, and we get that. But you know what? Those dogs are protecting the family, and when we come there, we're just asking folks to please avoid any interactions at all. So what would help us the most, just keep your pets inside or in a fenced-in yard, back behind, away from the letter carrier at all times, keep them restrained. Everything will be great, and we'll take care of business for you.
Yeah, dogs can be pretty territorial. It's in their nature.
And it is in their nature. They're just doing what comes natural. They're protecting the family. So when they see the letter carrier approaching the house, they're thinking, I got to protect the house. I got to protect the family.
Mm-hmm. We saw the numbers from Kansas City, which is still very high, as you said, 11th in the country. Have local mail carriers been badly hurt by some of these bites?
We've had some folks hospitalized. Again, any bite is bad, but when you have somebody hospitalized, and then it's really bad if there's more than one dog, because the dogs, they're doing what comes instinctually. So what they're doing is they're going for the ankles, they're going for the neck. They're protecting the family, they're protecting the young ones. So they're keeping an eye on things around that house, and we're asking just to avoid any interactions at all with those pets.
Along with the injuries, I mean, there are real consequences for the family if the dog might have to be put down, or lawsuits and insurance.
Oh, it can be. Like I say, they're the family pet, and we appreciate that. I'm a pet owner myself, so I love my pets, but I also understand they're protecting me and they're protecting my house. So we ask again, keep those pets inside or in a fenced-in backyard, away from the letter carriers at all time. But you're looking at situations where now a dog may prevent an entire neighborhood from getting mail because it's not safe. The safety of our letter carriers is our top priority, and we're doing everything we can to protect those carriers.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What's the policy if a mail carrier doesn't feel safe, or obviously if you have a dog bite, you're going to shut down service, but how do you treat that?
If we have a situation, they contact us immediately. We get a hold of animal control. Animal control does a great job, and we appreciate their help, or local police department. But what we have to do, we go out there, assess the situation. If the dog's not restrained, we have to curtail delivery for that neighborhood, possibly for that entire block. And then what we'll do, we'll notify the customer, ask for their help. Animal control reaches out. They do a great job, as I said before. But if that's not maintained, we again got to keep pursuing that customer to get that dog under control. And if not, we may have to look at alternate means of delivery, and we don't want to do that.
Right, and then you have like one dog in a large neighborhood, let's say. What do you say to the people in that neighborhood who then have to drive to the post office for months?
Well, of course, we apologize for the inconvenience it's causing them, but again, we've got to protect those letter carriers. The safety of our carriers is our top priority. So we're doing everything we can to notify the customer with that dog to please restrain that dog, take care of business. Animal control steps in, they do a great job. A lot of time that eliminates the problems, but most of these bites are simple situations where they're sitting on the porch, or they may see the letter carrier coming and they think everything's great. The dog sees somebody approaching the home, they protect the home and they attack that carrier right then, and it's preventable.
Right, you could think your dog's friendly, but then you never know how they're
You know, if your dog doesn't bite, you might need a new dog because they're there to protect you. They're doing a good job.
That's a good point. Training-wise, what do you teach your letter carriers before they even set foot in a neighborhood?
You know what, we have daily service talks. We make sure they're aware of it. We ask them to report any hazard situations to us immediately. So we have service talks. We train them. They carry a satchel and pepper spray or an air horn. They use that satchel to protect them, but as I said before, if there's one dog, that gives us a pretty good chance to protect ourselves. But if there's 2 or 3 dogs, the odds stack up against us, and it's really a bad situation.
And they've had to use the air horn or the pepper spray?
Oh, yeah, oftentimes. Like I say, what we'll do, it's not long lasting, but we'll spray for the eyes, anything to get that dog away from us at that time. We contact animal control, they come out and help us out. But like I say, we're just asking to avoid that interaction altogether.
All right. Well, we appreciate the advice. Mark Englert with Postal Service. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You can get a heads up about letters and packages headed your way with the Post Office's free informed delivery service. You can sign up online at USPS.gov.